When we talk about overclocking, we are talking about increasing the clock rate of the CPU, the graphic processing unit, and the RAM speed. Overclocking gives a slight performance increase such that you can't get the performance of a GTX 980 by overclocking a GTX 970. Therefore, overclocking higher-end component gives more performance. However, most videos only present one side of the overclocking results, such as overclocking the CPU to answer frequently asked questions like, do CPU matters for gaming? Of course the answer is yes, but only to a certain extent. This video aims to present the net results of overclocking. Limitations are that different games react differently to overclocking. This video is not a comparison between Skylake versus previous generation processors, or DDR4 versus DDR3 to influence people buying decisions. The first test is to show the result of overclocking the CPU. On the left is the processor at stock, the right is when overclocked to 4.6 GHz. The first test shows 69 frames per second on both settings, which suggests that the game does not benefit from overclocking the CPU. Although the test configuration is 16 GB of RAM, it is good to explore how much RAM is needed for gaming. The test suggests that gaming benefits from 16 GB of RAM, but this was the same test done when overclocking the CPU, hence it is not conclusive. The test shows a modest increase in frames per second from increasing the RAM speed. This actually goes against the official support of 1600 MHz by Haswell. By overclocking two different factors like the RAM speed and CPU, a greater performance increase is observed. The GTX 980 Ti is a unique graphic card that is limited by its core temperature. By running a water loop on the 980 Ti, the boost clock was increased from 1279 MHz to 1342 MHz without any overclocking. The world of GTA 5 is spectacular that you get mesmerized even by the benchmark. Even though it is 2016 now, you still want to go back to playing it. Although previous tests suggest that GTA 5 does not benefit from overclocking the CPU, overclocking both CPU and GPU gives a greater performance than overclocking the GPU alone.
Even though DDR3 RAM used to be expensive, as you increase the RAM speed, the price drop in DDR3 still makes it an attractive buy. Finally, this is the last test where we put a fully overclocked PC against a PC at stock configuration. The results of the overclocking is quite strange that you can get the same performance by overclocking the GPU or RAM speed. However, as we increase the number of factors into the overclocking, we get more performance, up to 14%, which is amazing. I hope that this has answered some of the most frequently asked questions about choosing a PC for gaming. Thank you for watching this video.